Here's some pictures of a pretty neat mountain. We're just moseying down over towards Yuma, moving from the escapees up in Benson, and just enjoying the scenery. Tucson wasn't much for scenery, just a whole lot of traffic. My goodness, it was busy. So we'll get back at you next time we find something interesting. Well, I'm just sitting here thinking, and you know, people that buy campers, fifth wheels, pull behind campers, you guys buy one and you haven't had any kind of experience. I tell you what, take it out to a big parking lot, put some cones up, whatever you have to do to know how to handle that camper. You know, I mean, turning radiuses, going around a cone, making sure you're not going to hit it. It's just, we've seen so many incidences, and one just happened right next to us this last week when we were in the SKP in Benson. People that don't have experience, if you nothing else, ask, or if you're too scared to do it, have somebody else back your camper in, whatever it takes, so you don't hit somebody else's or wreck something else. We were on our way up, for instance, we were on our way up to Flagstaff, and we were going through Albuquerque, and we hit a snowstorm. I mean, it was a nasty, just like you drew a line in the sand type of thing. We had tar and come over this little ridge, mountain ridge, and bam, there was 6 inches of snow, sloppy wet snow on the ground, you know. I seen it a little bit ahead of time, so I let off and got my truck situated, and these people come sailing around us, because I was down to about 30 miles an hour when I hit that wet slop, 25, and my camper was even kind of dancing, you know, and this gal pulled out around me, and she just completely lost control, didn't slow down, lost control, in the ditch she went, spun around a few times, you know, and she actually made it back up on the road, but they ended up following us all the way into town. So we get into Albuquerque, and we just went through, getting out of the snow, we pulled into a fuel stop, and there's a guy in front of us with like a 35-foot trailer pull behind, complete, I don't know what he was thinking, rookie mistake, not knowing, whatever, but I'll be putting videos right up here of this camper. He comes into the island, the truck stop island, and he comes along on the right side of it, and he hugs the deal and thinks he's going to make a U-turn and line himself up in the pump, like 2 pumps down. Well, he took the ballard, the big red ballards and pipes at the ends, you know, to protect the pumps and all that. He ended up shoving that right into his camper. I mean, it cut its way right up inside the camper. And I got videos and pictures of it. Not video, but pictures. And it was just buried into his camper. It completely totaled his camper. It was a mess. Bent the frame. And I walked over there and I said, what are you doing? And what? Well, I was going to get fuel. it's obvious you got to go around the backside of the building to come in straight. I mean, it's just an obvious thing. And it cost him, I don't know how much, to get that thing out of there. They were jerking and pulling on it with different pickups and stuff, and it was just wedged in there tight. In the meantime, he's blocking 2 islands. Okay, so now you got trucks backed up, and so there was only one island open, and we went around the building and got in line, and we got our fuel, and he was still there when we left, all jammed up. But we were sitting up there at Escapees, and this guy pulls in with his Solitude, just like ours. I mean, they were twins. He pulls in with it, right? And he's got his wife in the vehicle, in the pickup with him. And he pulls in. You should go down to the end, and then there's a road that comes around so you can line yourself up straight with the parking areas on this tar pavement. Well, he just made a swing right through the third one down, and made a U-turn and came in. Well, he was in there crooked, hanging over the line into the next site, and he gets out and starts yelling at his wife, and she's sitting in the truck. How come you didn't, tell me I wasn't straight and blah, blah, blah. He guy lost it. And I thought, man, where's your marbles? So he pulls ahead and jockeys back and forth for I don't know how long. And he finally gets it straightened out. Okay? And it has a crown. Okay? This parking area has a crown because of the water, the rains, and all that, right? And it's a pretty good crown, so you got to park up on top of it so you can get level. It's just common sense. Again. So he parks short. So now his camper is sitting cambered like this, right? This is the nose up here. He's kind of sitting like this on a hill. And I thought, well, what are you doing, Well, a van had pulled in next to him on the site. And so he starts dropping his jacks, his front jacks. And I thought, no, what are you doing? I mean, I'm just talking to Deb, and I says, I don't know what this guy's doing, man, but this is gonna be crazy. So before I could get my shoes on, he ends up lowering the front end, doesn't block it, don't even put any wheel chocks out, right? He drops the front jacks and unlatches his truck, and the camper starts rolling down the hill backwards, chattering on them front jacks. Now, these are heavy campers, right? And I thought, oh, he's going to bend them front jack stands bigger than doggy doo-doo. It didn't, so he runs back there and he pushes the button and drops the back jacks to stop it. Mind you. Well, now he's really on a camper. So instead of chocking it, rehooking, and getting it forward, he hits auto level. It auto levels, and everything is, his front jacks are way down on the bottom. I mean, they're just about out of stroke. And his back ones, I don't know how it ended up leveling. But then, to top it off, he holds the 2 buttons and raises this thing up in the air so his wheels are off the ground. I'll bet you 8 inches, 6 inches. So he's out of level now, and he just picks his wheels all the way off the ground. I walked over there later, and I says, well, what's the purpose? Well, because it can do that. Makes it more stable. And I thought, oh, okay, if you say so. So then he goes to hook up. And I thought for sure that was going to be a nightmare. He ended up getting hooked up without the trailer running. I mean, there's campers parked behind him, nice ones. There was an HTD back there with a New Horizon right in the runway of this thing, and thank God he was looking out for him and the camper didn't take off. But you gotta just take and know what you're doing out here pulling these things. You know, I've said it before on another video, if you end up getting into snow or anything like that, or you blow a front tire, the best thing you can do is grab your brake control. I can't stress this enough. If you blow a front tire, grab your brake control, squeeze it tight, and hit the throttle. It shifts the weight back. I know instincts tell you to hit the brakes. Don't do it. Now all your braking power is doing this. The front end is diving, and you're cutting in, and you'll end up losing control. Trust me. I've seen it time after time. I was a truck driver. They pound this stuff into your head, you know. And if you start getting fishtaily, hit the throttle, grab that back brake, grab your electric brakes on your brake controller or your trailer, and squeeze them, and it'll pull your rig straight because it's dragging. And then slowly let off things and gain composure of the vehicle. I just thought I'd make a little quick video of that. It's just common sense, a couple, 3 things there that I've seen, and you got to just, when you buy a rig, make sure you go out and practice or do something so you know what you're doing before you get out there, because you could end up hurting somebody else or totaling your rig. It's so easy to do. All right, thanks, guys. Well, me and Deb are about, Deb and I are about, the way it looks here by the box on the dash, about 20 miles from Yuma. And we're about another 10, I believe, from where our destination is for boondocking. And we'll turn you around here, and you can kind of get a picture of the topography of what we got going on. Pretty nice mountains up there ahead. And we're going to pull in here to a Maverick whenever it shows up, and we'll get a little go-go juice, top everything off, and stretch our legs, and head out to the site, and we will catch you when we get there. We got our site here, or we're going to pull in to see if our site's available, and I'll turn you guys around and in a little bit here, and I'll show you the site. And no, this is a beautiful little area back here. It keeps you out of the wind. You know, when the wind blows here, we're kind of down in between two or three mountains, and it's a pretty nice little area. And we're going to see if our spot's available. I don't know if it is for sure, but we're going to check it out. Son of a bitch.
Looks like somebody's in there.
I know. Piss me off. Well, we'll just drive up there. May not be in there. Maybe back in the trees. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Because we usually park up around the corner. So I'm hoping. See, our spot looks like it might be empty. See, they kind of jammed in there. I think our spot is kind of open. We can always take this one. Well, here's camp. We got a nice little fire pit right there. Trailer set up. And up on the hill, I don't know if you can see them. Where are they? Here, where are they? Yeah, I can't see them. Right up there is Eeyore and Mabel. They're standing up there, but you can't see them, I don't think. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful little area. Usually we get the one over there where the camper is by the flag, but we ended up with this one. But it's a nice place. Got some nice trees behind us. Fire pit. Yeah. So that's where we're at, is right here, guys. Eeyaw, eeyaw. You guys see Eeyore? Right there. There's Eeyore coming down to see us. Well, folks, you ain't gonna get a campsite like this one very often. I'll sneak around here. Look at that, folks. Huh? Isn't that cool? You guys ever get a campsite like this one? Eeyore, Mabel, and the kid. What a beautiful sight we got here. Lots of activity. Hee hee, they're playing. This is what I was talking about out here at the LTVA in Imperial Dam.